What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Every Man is a Millionaire. Today, we're going to talk about time is the only luxury. That's right, time. And I'm going to explain it to you and put it in a manner that hopefully will give you a sense of urgency. Because many people are wasting time on some things that really don't matter. If this is your first time here, this is Glenn and Cameron, your hustling godfather. What we do here is talk about how to get money, primarily through entrepreneurship, hustling, a little bit about passive income. We talk about how to get money, how to keep money, how to stack money, and how to protect money. So, if you want to be part of that, do me a solid, go below and get your free resources that will teach you how to make some money, a gift from me to you. Now, don't just download them and let them sit or don't pay attention. What you want to do is go ahead and apply the information so you can make yourself some money. So, with that, let me make sure that I am on. I want to talk about why you should take time as a luxury. One of the biggest things that we have is our time. Hold on a second. I want to get rid of something. I'll be right back. I'm not going away too long. Okay. I just had to get rid of that. Fortunately, it was all the way on the other side of the room. Time is your only luxury. And one of this is funny. Oh, it got much lighter in here. One of the greatest things we have is time. When we're born, we think that we have a lot of it, but that's not really the case because as we become older, then time, the sand that's left in the hourglass, is reduced. I am 52 years old, so I am either at the top of the mountain or I'm over the mountain because people are living to be 90 to 100. But that's where I'm at. And I am thankful that I made the best use of my time because time is the only luxury we can have. And luxury is something that is sweet, sublime, and important, and is so good. Many of you look at your time as something to throw away. Give you an example. There are many of you, you're not living the life that you want to live, right? But what do you do with your time? You play video games, or you go out and take a vacation from doing nothing. Everybody has 24 hours in one day. Everybody has 7 days a week. Everybody has 28 to 31 days per month, and everybody has 365 days in the year. Ed over here doesn't get a 10-day work week, and John over here doesn't get 30 hours per day. Why do some people do more with their 24 hours than someone who who just get the most bang out of their buck, the most bang out of their time? Number one is focus. There are a certain group of people who focus. When I really focus, I get massive dividends out of my time. I can work 12 hours and that can be like someone else working 40, or it can be someone else like working 50 because many people don't work. You might literally, and this is something else, and I want everyone to do this. I want you to keep a journal of your activities. Like whenever my money gets funny or money stops coming in the way that I want it to, all I have to do is go back and look into my activity level and I can find that point in time where I was not doing what I needed to do Because here's another thing: the investment, the investments you make today are money tomorrow. So if you're not making investments here, there will be no money here. And this is such a hard thing for many people to wrap their heads around because it requires delayed gratification. Let's take losing weight. I talked about this on my other channel. I am in the 4th year of my weight loss journey. I used to be 330 pounds. I'm 260 now. That's like 70 pounds, and I got another 20. But once again, it took me 3 years to get here. You know why it took me 3 years? Because I studied it. I saw that a lot of people would lose weight and they would gain it back because your body has what's called a set point. So when you lose a lot of weight really quickly, your body is fighting to get back to that weight. So it's very easy for you to eat the wrong thing and then put on the pounds again. But when you lose it and keep it off, then lose it and keep it off, the results are more permanent. This is not getting ready for the summer. This is getting ready for the rest of my life. Now, part of that is the result. The result I want is, and I'm getting there because I think I got a picture, and someone else took this picture. I didn't know it was being taken, and I was just kind of chilling, right? All right, I need photos. I don't know why you're gonna hear. Here we go. So let's see. All right, let me bring it up. Okay, and that's me. Last time I was on the beach, I had a gut. I had a serious gut. I looked like I was 9 months pregnant. And I realized that because the thing is, it's so slow that I didn't realize that my frame is, the pot belly, the big potluck biscuit belly is gone. I still have some fat around here, but I don't have the Dunlap's disease. And part of that is focus over a period of time. This time is the only luxury we have. When you go ahead, hold on a second. Dedicate yourself to building something, to creating something without a regard of immediate payoff that frees you. Because when I sat down and I was like, okay, I got to do this because typically there's going to be backsliding, right? Whether you're losing weight, starting a business, saving money, there's going to be backsliding. Your habits are so strong that they're going to mess you up. They're going to create a problem. So a big thing that you have to do is take time out of the equation. That's one of the biggest things you have to do. Take time out of the equation, and in that space, put focus. Because there's so many things that happen in that space. Because starting a business, you got 24 hours in the day. Now you could take 8 hours of that day and work on your business. This is what most people want to do. They want to go to their job, put in their 8 to 12 hours there, then come home and half step on their business. Someone gave me some advice years ago, and it was very true. I was working on my business, right? And they said, if you were working on your business the way you said you were, you would be working on your business 12, 15, 16 hours a day. Because I was really half stepping. Had a job, go work my job, put most of my energy, most of my time into my job, then come home, work 2, 3 hours, take Black Planet breaks. And when I completely got rid of the Black Planet, and this is when I stopped watching a lot of television, I just cut television out. I started to make more moves in a month than I did in 6 months. I was focused. I had a list of priorities. Now, many people look at this, and I should say it can be boring. It can be just, I got to do this again. Because this is the thing, losing weight. You got to consistently do the same thing over and over and over, which reaches a point of stagnation, which reaches a point of boredom because it's just this thing. And some of the world's richest people have the most boring businesses. Some of the world's most richest people have the most boring businesses. It's the same thing day after day. There's really no excitement. And many people want to start an exciting business. They want to have something that's a gee whiz or the wow factor. And that is a impediment to success. I don't care how I get money. I really don't care. Except, it must be legal, but I've learned to consistently do the boring things. Like Black Friday sale. Once again, today there's a Black Friday sale. You get 75% off the art of holding. And if you go over to disruptive mail, you get 80% off of 30 days to 2,500. Now, it's the same thing year after year. If I do the same thing consistently with the same effort, I'll get similar results. But it's not like super exciting. It's really not. It is just, it's boring, it's predictable, but the results are very exciting. That's what I look at. That's when, the process, the doing, that is not exciting. Setting up a YouTube video. When I do, because if you notice, I've been doing a lot more videos. I got to film it. I got to edit it. I got to put some in there to make you guys hold your attention. And now, because I've been doing live streams for so long, it's kind of fun now. But at one point, it became very boring. It became very monotonous because it was the same thing. Do this, do this, do this, do this. So it's very hard to exhibit the behaviors over a long period of time that will get you results, even when you see the results, because your mind wants to move you to somewhere else. Your mind wants to bring you to some crazy stuff. Let me see what's in these comments here. What's up, Ricky, Cody, Cool Breeze? I am not doing a video on velocity blanking. I think that's some ghetto stuff. Once again, let's just talk about this. And this is the time thing. This is a good point. At one point, my credit was bad. At one point, I couldn't get a bank account. So I tried all of these wild ass schemes, and I realized that I was wasting time. I wasn't doing it correctly. So forget velocity banking. Set up your 5 checking accounts. If you got bad credit, go through the process of cleaning your credit, doing what you need to do, and you go through the process. Newsflash, you're not going to do the same thing that got you in the first place. But when you fix it quick, have some scam or have some angle, more than likely you're going to get in a bad situation again, which wastes time, because it's like people who buy cheap shoes. They're saving money, but they're messing up their feet. So all this money they save, they now have to go to some podiatrist to get their feet fixed, which it could be like 3, 4, 5 times the cost of good shoes. So they're saving time and saving money on the front end, but what about the back end? Going back to the diet, I eat good food. And if anyone tells you that what you eat doesn't matter, they're crazy. I don't eat at McDonald's anymore. I went to Taco Bell when I went to Vid Summit for the first time in like 2 years. I can do that every now and then, but because of the way that my bad eating habits had set up my body, I can't mess with that stuff too tough, because if I do eat it, I get sick. I get sick. So I can eat correctly, spend that money now on the fresh cuts, the good food. The restaurants I go to are farm to table. They don't mess up my stomach. I don't get sick. I don't gain weight. And it's expensive. Or is it cheap? Because if I keep eating that cheap stuff, I'm going to have all types of metabolical diseases later on that's going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to address. Or I could spend that money now, eat good, work hard, make more money, and keep living well. See, that this is one of the things that gets people twisted because everyone's trying to save money, but you're not trying to make money. You're not trying to make more money. And this is the mindset that you must rid yourself of. What's up, Cool Breeze? Quality or quantity? Absolutely. Queen Ebony, you have no idea how much I need this video. I woke up feel like I was wasting time. Doing the proper things is not wasting time. It may seem like it because you have all of this hustler porn. You have all of these people who are doing these amazing things, and they make you feel like I had someone post once I posted the numbers of what Americans were really making, and he was making $65,000 a year plus $10,000 to $13,000 a year hustling. So that's 75 to 80K a year, and he felt bad because he didn't feel he was doing enough. People don't have the right information, so they develop the wrong perspectives and they develop the wrong attitudes. Cool Breeze, you have to treat life like a carpenter and engineer, measure twice, cut once. I agree. Absolutely. Stand the man. Yes, I need my freedom. Time is worth more than money. Time is the only luxury we have. And one of the reasons that time is the only luxury we have is it's a non-renewable resource. You move forward. You don't get to go back. You can't do 7 over again. You can't do 12 over again. You can't do 18 over again. Once you've done 12, it's a wrap. You can only do 13, or you can only do 15 or 16, because if you're not doing 15, you're dead. That's how time works. Gerald, we have been behind, so we'll be addressing you this weekend. Excalibur, the message came right on time for me. I got to get more focused and starting working on my business. Awesome. Superstar Customs. I added up the time I wasted looking for tools and paperwork. I realized that not being organized cost me hundreds, if not thousands per month. I'm going to read this again. This is good stuff. I added up the time I was looking for tools and paperwork, and I realized not being organized cost me hundreds, if not thousands per month. Have you noticed that the best mechanics, their garage is spotless? Because they know that if their tools are buried in the bin and they need that tool, it takes them longer to do jobs, and it makes their jobs higher cost, and people don't hire them. So that's a good look, Superstar Customs. I know, Cool Breeze. I know. Yeah, just copy. There should be like a little share button right below, a little arrow. No. The 5 checking accounts, there's a video. Glendon Cameron, 5 checking accounts, there's a whole video on that. Tara Sanders, I think people becoming professional time wasters. It's all about that Walmart rotisserie chicken. I haven't been to Walmart in a while. I can't say what's good or not good with them, but I can say that since I've changed my eating habits, when I eat something that's not good for me, I immediately feel it. I know that, oh, I can't eat this. Like I was in LA, and how many of you have heard of C's candy? I got myself some C candy in LAX. I ate that stuff and I got sick the first box. I ended up throwing it away because I can't eat that stuff anymore. Copper Corvette, the same things day to day and running the business is what make people hop all over the place. Yeah, because one of the big things is consistency and focus. When I was in that boarding house, one of my when I used to meditate really hard every day, my meditation word was focus, because my focus was like scattered. I was over doing this. I wanted to do this. I didn't have a base. I didn't have a rhyme or reason. I was just existing. And I knew that was a problem. So I would sit there and I would meditate on the word focus. And that really pulled me in, and it got me off of these paths because, like, right now, I'm focused on creating videos. And I've seen a serious jump in the last 2 months by just focusing on videos, focusing on keywords, focusing on topics, focusing on playlists. I've seen the benefit because I focused. And many people, and once again, um, trying to skip over that part. And if I can't get you to understand one thing, but this is when you do your own work, and this is the stuff that's unpaid, this is the hours of research, this is the hours of study, you will find out things that other people don't know. Effective money making things. I'm in a group on Facebook, one of the few, I think it's the only other group I'm in, maybe two or three. And I contribute in there about video making. And every time I put up something about making money, someone wants to do a humble brag. This guy came in and he was talking about he makes $500 a day. You know, he was making $1,000 a day from AdSense. And I had put up in there that I already know that these seasonal changes happen. We just had an election, so the election spin was crazy. We had, and now we're entering to Christmas. People are going to be spending money for Christmas promotions. And I had put in there that higher than this, right? And he was in such a hurry to say that he blah, blah, blah. And I cut him at the ankles, and I just screenshotted and circled that I had put in what his comment was. And he was like, well, no need. I was like, you didn't read it, dude. You didn't read it. And where I'm going with this is I make way more money than he does, but he's so caught up in what I call I'm such a good YouTuber syndrome. There are many YouTubers who are now coming to this point of I have all these subscribers, I have all these views, but I'm financially struggling. And then you'll someone like me who literally has 1/10 of the subscribers, 1/10 of the views, but I make 100 times more money than they do. Power of focus. I don't focus on being a good YouTuber. My focus is on being a great businessman. That's my focus. So, and part of it is vanity, because the vanity would be it would be nice to have all of these followers. It'd be nice to have all of these views, but consistently over time, I realized that if I do those things, my money's going to be chopped in. It's going to be ridiculous. I'm going for the money, and you know, sooner or later I'll get that play button, but I have to focus on that and not let my mind slip into vanity metrics. There are people who would rather be poor and have high vanity. That is crazy to me, but you see it all over the place. Stan the man, what do you do when your routine starts to get boring in terms of business, changing it up? I double down because that is a battle that I have to fight sometimes because I know what's going to happen when I stop doing what I'm doing. The business is going to slip. So I may reverse the order of how I do stuff. I may change my schedule. Like if I was working in the morning, I may start work at 3 o'clock that day. I'll freshen it up that way, but the principles, the routines, stuff that still has to get done. It still has to get done, but that's a good question. Queen Ebony, do you have any tips on staying focused? You got to, one of the biggest things is let's put it like this. How many of you have kids? And you know your kids like doing all this stuff. Then you take out your phone and you put a cartoon on, and instantly they're like, they got focus. So instead of trying to force yourself to do something that you don't want to do, find something that you like or love and focus on that. Because it's just going to be very hard to focus on something you hate. I wouldn't be here 9 years if I hated this. I wouldn't be doing as well as I am if I hated this. So find something that you want to focus on, and never ever sell a product you don't believe in unless you're just hustling. You know, it's a temporary hustle, a few months, a year. Okay, fine. But if you're going to be in the long term, never sell a product that you don't love. It's going to come out. Cool Breeze, I'd rather be paid than popular any day. Awesome. All right. So one of the big things is you have to audit your time. I can tell you how my week went by looking at my calendar. If you're not measuring your activity, if you're not measuring what you do, you are losing time and you're wasting time. I guarantee it. Because like today, I have the option of working out today. I worked out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Today is optional, but I will probably do a light workout. Now, when you start measuring stuff and you start to look at your workouts, because I write all my workouts down, I can look in my workout book. I can see days that, oh, I ate this bad thing and my strength was low, or I didn't have energy for my workout. Or I can say, like, oh, I gained 2 pounds. I know it's going to sound funny. When I gain 2 pounds, everything stops. This is a protocol. It's like, okay, 2 pounds, stop doing what you're doing, throw in some extra workouts. And this, because the thing is, set point. Your set point is really dangerous. Your set point can keep you from losing weight. So it's like, okay, if you gain a pound or two, you can lose that in a week, and it's not going to mess with your set point. But here's the thing: if I didn't measure it, if I didn't weigh myself every morning, I didn't pay attention, that 2 pounds could have easily turned into 15 or 20 without me even really noticing it. That's why you have to audit your time. You have to audit your workouts. You have to, all your activity, you need to chart your activity. Because if you don't chart your activity and if you don't measure your activity, it's very hard to see where you're losing time and you're wasting time. You're just living. I guarantee you, you take a notebook or your phone and you start to chart every activity in your day, it will blow you away at how much time you are wasting. And like one of my productivity hacks is I don't have the Facebook app on my phones and I only have it open on one computer. At one point, it was crazy. It's like both of my phones, I would get some, I would look, and I was like, okay, this is insane. So I just took the apps off the phone and my productivity went up 7%. Because as a person who knows the dangers of social media, how seductive and how addictive it is, I monitor it, but even I still got caught up because they make Facebook addictive. They make it sticky. So take off all apps off your phone that you don't need. You need your banking, your credit card apps, fine. But if you don't need it, just get off your phone. Diane Orchard, think of being unemployed and broke. That keeps one focused. It keeps people our age focused. And a lot of younger folks, it doesn't matter. They still want to be off when they have no money. Congratulations, Dirk. MJet, my business partner's spouse is not organized. He gets upset when I tell him the lack of organization is costing the biz money. Recently, wrote 3,000 invoices paid, yet only collected 400. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, you got to sit him down and have a hard, cold conversation with him because y'all just lost 2,600 bucks. Cool Breeze, damn, I've been missing having organization and structure in my life. Being a truck driver sucks, but I'm working on making that change. So, yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things you can do is audit your time, audit what you're doing, audit how you're doing stuff, because what gets measured gets done. Someone had made a reference, be like an engineer or a carpenter. If you're not measuring your time, if you're not organizing your time, you're losing time. And there's an opportunity cost for organization because if you're not already organized, you're going to have to take a block of time to get organized. Um, One of the things that I've done, I like in here, it's a little sloppy, but it's still kind of organized. All right. Hold on a second. This leg keeps coming out. All right. There we go. All right. One of the reasons I got this house was I needed more space, right? So let's see. We've got each station has, I'll do a studio tour some other day. Each station has a purpose. Like that computer down there is my main editing computer. Now, this computer, let's say I'm doing a lot of videos and I shoot in 4K. This computer, I turn on my mobile hotspot to use it because when I'm uploading 4K, it takes all the bandwidth, but I can still be productive. And this camera is where I do a lot of shots. It's already set up. I just sit down and go. And this desk here, this is where I do a lot of live streams. I just sit down and go. Since I'm already set up and the green screen is coming, I already bought it and I'm going to start doing some green screens behind me. And essentially, this is set up for productivity because I don't have to keep um, redoing stuff. And what I mean is, I don't have to set up a studio. I don't have to reset up a studio. I can just sit down and go. And upstairs in the living room, there's another camera. So when I do videos there, I turn on the camera. I've got my audio up there. So essentially, I'm setting this stuff up for production of a lot of projects versus because when you're setting up and taking down, losing time. And I know this seems to be outrageously expensive, but the money that I make from YouTube bought all this. So, and if you have a business, you need to put a minimum of 10 to 20% of what you make back in your business, or you won't have a business. Cool breeze. Things in life fall in two categories: either it's helping or hindering you, like you said, when you have to audit just to find out which is which. And that's a big point because, like, let's take last year when I was consulting and I had staff. One of the reasons this is very interesting. I audited my time. I knew how much time it took to manage people. I knew how much it cost to have those two offices, and then my original mortgage. By getting rid of everybody, and this is going to blow your mind, because managing people is a resource, and it takes a lot of time to manage people. And I had come out of my creative mode to manage people. And that's why when I let everyone go, it took me a while to get back into the creative mode. But because the stuff was measured, my offices were like $3,000 a month. Overhead was like $30,000 a month. So that's $33,000 a month. Plus where I used to live, the mortgage there was $3,400. So we're almost at $40K a month, right? Plus had no time. I was working more hours. Now I moved, and since I got rid of those offices and rid of those employees, the cost of moving here from my other place was $550 a month. Plus, the utilities and stuff are a little higher. Let's go ahead and say it was a $700 differential from my other place to here. So I've shaved off about $38,000 a month in cost. And now I'm almost back to what I used to make because I've become more efficient. So I'm almost back to what I was making with all those employees and with those offices because I was able to reclaim my time and start deploying the efficiency protocols. That's the power of measuring your time, charting your time, and auditing your time. Because if I was just out there doing some, I wouldn't even know how much money I was blowing, how much time I was wasting. You got to measure your time. You got to audit your time. And as a consequence, I still work hard and I'm still looking for a part-time assistant because I need one. But I've actually have more time off because when I was doing all that, I was working 7 days a week, 18 hours a day. Now I'm down to 12 hours a week. Plus, it's a different level of stress because I don't have the organizational management stress of managing people, keeping up with time schedules, keeping up with people to taking time off, looking after people, solving personal issues, all and on and on and on. Stan the man, Glenn, it's a good idea to have a hustle while you build your business, or you should focus on your business. If you've never ran a business, the worst thing in the world you can do is focus on your business. This is, I have another product I'm selling. And it's called Hustler H Undergrad Redux. And we're actually talking about becoming the boss right now. It is not about you being stupid. It is about you being inexperienced. There's a 2 to 5 year time period where one transitions from an employee mindset to a boss mindset. And you could easily have the business, but you can still have that employee mindset. So my advice to you is keep your job, start a hustle, get in your first goal is to get that hustle to $1,000 a month. Once you do that, then you want to get it to 1,500 to 2,000. Then once you start to make not once, not two, but 3 times what you were making on your job, you can now begin looking at quitting your job. So if you were making 5,000, you need to make 15 to 20,000 in your business. So hopefully those guidelines help you. That's funny. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. So that's really the gist of it and what you should and should not do. Now, today, and speaking of saving time, below is 75% off the art of hustling, the art of holding companies, which is a live product. And what I mean is there's a lot of stuff that's already in there, plus it will continue to grow throughout the year. Now, this is a big boy product. This is for someone who is not scraping to get by. This is for someone who has excess in money and time so they can start to work on this. All right. Black Friday said this will be going on every day from now to next Friday, and there'll be different products on both channels. It won't be the same product on both channels. So if you want 30 days to 2,500, you need to go over to Disruptive Mail. If you want this product, you need to be here. The big boy products will be here. The smaller products will be over at Disruptive Mail. So with that, I'll see you guys later. Be sure to go below and get your free hustling books. And I am out.